Team Fluent Artists, what's happening? We are live. All right, I got my chat up here on the side. Type your name and where you from in the chat so I know that you can hear me. And I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna get right into it. All right. Because I know why you're here, man. You want to sell some art online in any economy, and we're gonna show you exactly how to do that today. All right. So you get a notepad, man. You're gonna want to take a lot of notes. This presentation is gonna transform your life as a visual artist, okay? And so if you're here right now, you want to sell art like Tierra sold this piece Galactic Jelly for over 2K. Type yes in the chat. If you want to sell prints like Jasmine, she said prints are the gift that keep on giving. Type yes in the chat. And we're going to share Jasmine's story about how she was able to sell over $15,800 in only 20 days, the first 20 days of the month. If you want to accomplish results like that, put yes in the chat. I see you, Miss Samantha. What's up, Samantha? Good to see you, my friend. Let me know where you're from, Samantha, where you tuning in from, all right? And then, man, if you are a new artist that hasn't sold art before, man, Tierra, I'm going to talk about how she taught her kids to sell art when they were 2, 5, and 7 years old, okay? Arkansas, I see you, Samantha. All right, so type yes in the chat if you're a new artist that want to sell art. My guy Joe right here, he sold this piece for $2,000. Beautiful piece, my man Joe. Miss Sahara, she enrolled her daughter Jovan into the San Yu into the community. San Yu selling cash, or selling art, getting that cash. My guy Z, Diana, King Art said, protect your heart. Said, I'm new. What's up to the new artists? And I'm glad you're here. Thank you, man, because we like to help all artists, all skill levels, at all levels of your career. Okay. Don't matter if you're new, if you're a veteran, you can learn something. All right. You can get 1% better here. Miss Joe, she's all the way up in Canada. That's one thing. We always tell the truth about selling art and making money. That's why you see artists put that cash on the table. Miss Joe had $4,000 Canadian cash on the table. Okay. And so wherever you live in the world, make sure you take notes here because we're going to help you start selling your art. And if you apply some of these principles that you learn right now today, you can start selling art today. All right. Everybody put today in the chat. You can start selling art today. Okay. And so, man, I'm super inspired because we're really helping transform artists' lives. So like Miss Anitra right here, man, when she got her automated collector system live, I see you with it today, Samantha. She sent me a message in the middle of the night. She was like, Sharess, I truly apologize. And normally I wouldn't send a message this late, but I couldn't hold back the excitement. 19 total collector opportunities and 2 scheduled collector calls. And then the following day, she said, by the way, your girl's up to 37 leads, 3 collector appointments, and lots of great comments about what inspired them to download her free print, right? And she was selling digital art. And then she also posted another message. I got to add that to this presentation where she got over 400 new collectors in the first 3 weeks. All right. Everybody put yes in the chat. If you like to get hundreds of interested collectors coming to you about buying your art, I have people chasing you about buying your art instead of you chasing them. Just put yes in the chat. Okay. And so this is Jasmine Thompson, man. She's an affluent artist. This is our community. We call them affluent artists. I see you, dope ass artists. What's happening? Good to see you. I want to share a little bit of her story because this is the transformation that you can experience if you apply these principles. So she said, let me put this in perspective for you guys. For years, I gave away my art for free. I joined Affluent Artists January last year. 1 year ago, I was still selling most of my original art for $200. And my biggest sale this time last year was $500 to a hospital. This month, if I make no more money for the next 10 days, I will have total to make $15,800. I am floored. I never thought this was possible for me. Man, put yes in the chat if you'd like to make over $15,000 in 20 days. Man, she went from giving her art away for free, and in a 12-month period, she was making over $15,000 in 20 days. Put yes in the chat if you like that type of transformation in your art career. All right, this is what's possible when you lock in and pay attention to what I'm going to teach you today, okay? And so my goal is simple here. I want to help you become an affluent artist like Jasmine and like all of the other artists that I showed. I see the yeses coming through. And so if you are a new artist, you get a step-by-step blueprint on how to create art that sells itself on Instagram so you can become an affluent artist that collectors love to buy and tell everyone about. If you are a master artist among us, you get the affluent artist secrets on how to smoothly transition to selling your art online at higher prices, keep more of your money, and get the worldwide recognition and status that you deserve from the art industry. Then every affluent artist gets access to the brand new artwork app that makes it simple to sell your art and keep collectors buying over and over again. All right. This is about creating lifetime collector relationships where they continue to buy from you, okay? And so this new opportunity is the key to your desire to consistently sell your art online, and it's only achievable by becoming an affluent artist. And so if I help you become an affluent artist so you can make more money selling your art like Jasmine did, will you promise to spend a little bit of that with me and my company in the future? Type yes in the chat, and we can show you how to go from giving your art away for free, selling your art at prices that you know you want to sell them higher, to selling over 15K or more per month. Just type yes in the chat, all right? And so my name is Sherez, and like many of you, man, I've been an artist my entire life. So the picture at the top left, that's young Sherez right there. Man, when I was a kid, let me come out. I see the video popped out. When I was a kid, I used to love drawing all of the characters, man. So you can find me drawing the cartoon characters. I used to love drawing the Ninja Turtles. I also will be drawing the characters on the cereal boxes as well, man. And I just always love art. And the picture at the bottom left, that's a self-portrait I did of my son and I for his first birthday, okay? And I'm also a hooper, man. I played Division I college basketball. I absolutely love the game of basketball. It teaches you so much about life. And I know that's where my desire to help other people win and assist folks come from as well, okay? Now, but when I was in college, y'all, listen, I didn't have any collectors, sales skills, you could forget about it. I didn't know how to sell anything, right? And then my house burned down in 2007, the day after Christmas. My family and I lost everything, and I lost all of my art, man. And so I kind of fell into a depression, and I was just really done with school, to be straight with you. It was hard to stay focused, man. If you ever had a house fire, my grandmother died a couple months later, and I just kind of mentally wasn't in it anymore. And so as you can imagine, man, my confidence was low. We was kind of bouncing around from family members' houses trying to find a place to stay. And so it was still hard to sell art and break into the art industry. And so I became obsessed with mastering business online. I had all these classmates that were graduating, weren't getting any money. It was hard for them to get jobs and get into the industry. And I was like, man, I got to figure out this sales and marketing on the internet thing, right? And man, she said, I've been there. The house fire sucks. It is the absolute worst, Amanda. I'm with you on that, okay? And so I was trying to figure this stuff out on my own at first. And then I was like, man, I need a mentor. I need somebody that has already done this so they can show me the path. And so I ended up writing a letter to 19 multimillionaires. And Mike Koenigs, he was one of the first people to respond. That's this gentleman right here, man. Mike, he was one of the people that really helped transform my life. And so Mike, he was so impressed with my ability to market to him and get his attention as a millionaire that he hired me to help him and his team on his next product launch. And y'all, man, we launched one of his products and we ended up selling $1,800,000 worth of products in 7 days, all right? And so we almost made $2 million in a week. As you can imagine, that changed everything in my life. I was like, yo, this is real, it's possible. I see the process. And I was like, man, I got to show other people how to do this. And so I ended up writing a book about it titled How to Create Lifetime Customers. And I'm a #1 best-selling business author, right? I'm an artist first, but I got this business side as well. And so I started speaking to people all around the world, teaching them how to sell their products and services online. And I've also helped celebrities like Cynthia Bailey launch some of her products as well. And I've helped a lot of creators just like you make money on the internet. But even with this success, I still had dreams of being a full-time artist. Man, put me in the chat if you're working a job right now, but you still want to be an artist full-time. I know that was my situation. Working a job, making good money, helping people. But it's like, man, I still love that art though, right? I love selling art and creating art. And then one day I had this epiphany. I was like, man, I'm talking to all of these artists and they on what I call that income roller coaster, right? That's like when you making money some months, but then some months it's down, right? You didn't get a little bit more the next month is down. And sometimes it's, artists, they're not making money for several months or years sometimes, right? And I was like, that consistency, it really means that you don't have consistent collector leads and sales coming in, right? It wasn't like science. It wasn't difficult to understand that. And so I was like, man, what would happen if I applied those #1 best-selling internet marketing and sales principles to fine art? I wondered, like, would it apply? So I had a crazy plan. I was like, you know what? I want to host my very first art event, and I'm going to set a goal to sell out. We had an incredible time. We had a bunch of beautiful collectors in the room. Everyone was having a great time. They enjoying the wine and the hors d'oeuvres, but most importantly, selling art. And so at that very first event, I sold a piece for $2,000, and I really couldn't believe it because this was my first time getting back in the art game since I had dropped out of college after my house fire. Put yes in the chat if you like to sell a piece for $2K or more at your first or next event. I put yes in the chat for me. All right. And this is my friend, Melissa Mitchell. She's an affluent artist as well. And so she posted this on IG after the event. She was one of the artists at that event. She said, flashback to this dope art investors event by Sherez May. All of these pieces sold and have already doubled in value. Okay. Now, while we're at this event and having a great time, I realized we had some very real problems, affluent artists. So the first thing was doing it the old way cost me over $5,000 of my own money up front. I had to rent the building, hire the photographer, videographer, DJ, buy all of the food, get all of the art hung. Like it's an experience, an event, right? You put on an art show, it costs a lot of cash up front, right? And I was like, I know a lot of artists don't have $5,000 just to put on their own show to sell their own art, right? And then also because the artists were using all type of sales tools. So we were using Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, taking actual cash. And that's cool because we're getting paid, but it left all of our art sales disorganized, right, on all of these different platforms. That made everything very difficult to track. Plus, we could not easily follow up with the collectors that had just spent thousands of dollars with us, right? If you're using tools like Cash App and Zelle, you can get the payment, but you generally don't get the person's email, phone number, their home or business address, and you absolutely do not get the credit card on file so you can charge them again and make easily follow-up sales. And that was the biggest problem right there, right? And so this is what inspired the Affluent Artist Movement, because I couldn't find a solution. So I had to create a new way for you to have 100% unlimited access to your collector's information and a tool that makes everything easy to sell your art on and offline. And so as an affluent artist, you need one system that accepts payments up to $1 million. You should be able to easily sell your art anywhere, in person, at a show or online. Ideally, as an artist, I want to be able to track my artwork, sales, and all my collectors' information in one place. And I want collectors to be able to buy my art with one click, like we buy things on Amazon so easily. And I want collectors to be able to track my net worth in my art so they can see my value as it increases as an artist. And again, I want collectors to come to me. I'm a business person. I'm a marketer. I know that I can advertise my art and bring interested collectors to me instead of me chasing them and trying to find them, right? And so back to that first art show, I want to tell y'all about the results. And so I did not reach my goal of selling 100% of the artwork, but I did sell 2/3 of the art. Most importantly to me, every artist there made money, and we had sales of $500, $1,500, and one artwork sold for $2,000 at that very first show, okay? And so after that, man, a lot of artists, because I'm in Atlanta, a lot of artists was like, yo, Sherez, man, will you help me sell my art? I got an event coming up. And so next thing I know, I'm down at Miami and Art Basel consulting artists on how to sell their art at these events in Miami at Art Basel, right? And so this is me and some of my friends down there. Man, we had a great time. We were helping artists get sales. And so then I got to thinking, I was like, man, what would happen if we actually started selling our art online and we started putting these principles on the internet? And so, man, I put together a small group of artists in our first little cohort. And Miss Chris Lanice Smith was one of those initial artists. Now, she had a special case. Put yes in the chat if you got an email list right now as an artist. Just put yes in the chat if you got an email list of artists that, an email list of collectors that have already purchased from you. Just put yes in the chat, okay? Somebody put duh, I mean, yes, I love it, all right? And so Chris, she had a small email list of only 32 collectors. I see Alex said, yes, he got a list, all right? She only had 32 collectors, and we sent out one email, and she got 13 sales from that one email. And I was blown away. I was like, yo, we only sent one email, 13 sales from that small list, and she was selling canvas prints like that. I type yes in the chat if you like to be able to sell canvas prints by sending out one email. Just put yes in the chat, all right? Want to see some yeses through? And so that worked, right? I was like, okay. So then we had Samantha use it. She got a 300 session from using this process, all right? So he said, no, unfortunately, we're going to help you get a list in. All right, you got to get a list. What's up, King? He said, yes. All right. And then my guy, Dwayne, he started selling his art online. He was selling. He said another one gone like the wind, like DJ Khaled. All right. And so this was working, man. And so if artists, if you struggle, I want to let you know that it's not your fault. All right. So I went to the College of Art and Design up in Chicago, and I had some incredible teachers. I was really inspired by the talent and skill of my classmates. Now, they had like 100 classes on art history, but they did not teach us how to sell our art, how to get collectors, and how to really create like a career as an artist, right? And so if you struggle with this, it's not your fault because they literally not teaching us how to do this, you understand? And so I was like, all right, man, we getting sales online. And I was like, man, let's automate this thing though, right? I'm a best-selling author on marketing online. I was like, man, let's really start to get these collectors on autopilot. But I had to create the solution, and it was very hard and expensive to create. And so I ended up blowing over 30K in a year hiring 2 dev teams to create artwork, and they didn't even finish the app. All right, that's a whole nother story for another time. And so I invested every penny to my name, and so I thought about giving up. But I knew going back to the old way wouldn't work for me. I just did this art event, and so I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to find another dev team and try one more time. And so Fluent Artist, listen, the new artwork app and that automated collector system I created, it started working so well that my mind was blown. Artists started selling art within the first 7 days, all right? And so shout out to a Fluent Artist, Kira. She holds the record for the fastest sale. She got a sale in only 19 hours. And it was dope because she was 18 at the time. She had just graduated high school, and it was around the time when the pandemic was around us. And so she didn't even really want to go to college. She wanted to be an artist, but she didn't know how to sell. And so imagine if you were young like Kira and you had somebody invest into your art career, where you could be right now and how you could sell. So everybody show Kira some love in the chat. We got to show love to the young artists, all right? And then my guy, Fluent Artist Z, he started using this system, and he was like, hey, team, I haven't had a chance to report on my record-breaking success this past week. He sold 7 prints and got deposits for 8 commissions in 1 week. Type yes in the chat if you like to sell over 7 prints and get deposits for 8 commissions in a week. I see some yeses coming through. Said, great job. Appreciate that love. All right. And then a Fluent Artist, Jen. Jen, she's a single mom. She got 4 kids, and she used this process, and she sold a piece in a little over 24 hours. She said, it took a little longer than 24 hours, but I have my first sale. It's amazing how much money I left on the table by not following up. So for all of y'all that said y'all got an email list of collectors, if you're not actively marketing to them, man, you leaving money on the table. It's like you literally got a gold mine that you're not mining right now, okay? And so because Jen continued to invest into her success, she got invited to Art Basel, and she ended up selling this piece, Breakthrough 2, for $5,840. Type yes in the chat if you like to sell art at Art Basel like Jen. All right, type yes in the chat. And then she also got invited to Sotheby's in London to attend the Art Business Institute of Art. All right, so Jen is an affluent artist in our community, and you can meet Jen, okay? She's a real person. Type yes if you like to go to London to learn from Sotheby's and Christie's, which are 2 of the biggest art auction houses in the world, and they sell billions of dollars worth of art every year. She got to learn from them and share that wisdom with us, man. I see Samantha said, hell yeah, dope ass artist said yes. Man, this is powerful, all right? And so this is the community and the information that you have access to. So make sure you paying attention, taking notes, okay? And so after creating the artwork app and helping all kind of artists around the world transform into a Fluent Artist, I realized we no longer had to wait for galleries to accept us, right? You don't have to apply to galleries to get art sales. You don't have to wait on word of mouth. And you also don't have to have a big following on social media. When you use what I'm about to teach you, you'll find out that that old way of being a starving artist was dead, okay? And so again, I know we got some artists here that are doing big things and you're doing well. And I know, so we got some artists that are just starting out and they're trying to figure it out. And so if you used to consider yourself a starving artist, man, that chapter of your life is over if you apply what I'm teaching you here today, okay? And so this is your golden ticket to a full-time successful art career if that's what you want to achieve in your life, okay? I see the yes is coming through. All right, so let's get it, y'all. Now, in order to do this, I need something for you. And that's one simple word. That's belief. All right. I would give you the solution to become a full-time affluent artist, but you have to believe you can and put it into action. If you believe in yourself, just put believe in the chat. All right. Put believe. Okay. You can put I believe, because nothing hurts me more than giving you the game than seeing you weeks, months, or years later clinging to the same starving artist problems. All right. And so, like Brisha Jones here, this system will allow you to start setting sales goals and exceeding those goals, right? Type yes in the chat if you want to set a sales goal. Instead of falling short, you actually start making more money than what you set. So she said for the first quarter of this year, I set a goal to make $12,000. As of today, I'm super happy to have hit 13K instead. Keep going. Motivation, affluent artist, okay? Let's get it. I see the believe coming through, all right? And so because of our success, man, we had senators from the country of Barbados. They actually came out and they heard about how we were helping artists sell their art to collectors around the world. So they actually flew me to the country of Barbados, start selling their art. And so in Barbados, man, they really rely on tourism. And when the pandemic was around us, people weren't traveling. And so the sales, they were waiting on people to come to the island. They brought me in so we can show them how to advertise their art to collectors around the world. So then they didn't have to wait on people to come to them. You understand? I see the believe with the all caps. That we go protect your heart with the yes. All right. And so, man, we are helping artists sell art globally with this system. Okay. And so then, man, because the word just started to spread, then I got invited to speak at BlackRock about investing in art. And so you may or may not know, but BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, and they got over $10 trillion in assets under management. And they brought me in as an expert to teach them about investing in art. Type yes in the chat if you want to be connected with rich collectors that look at you and your artistry as an investment. Type yes in the chat. I should see everybody saying yes, man. I know I want to be connected with rich collectors as an artist. And so this was a gift to be able to go and speak and talk to them about how to do that, okay? I see the yeses coming through. So I've been in business over 20 years, and I've literally helped artists sell art worldwide. Type yes in the chat if it's your turn to get new collectors and start selling your art online, all right? I want to see the yeses coming through. I see the wow, how cool, the yes with the all caps. Let's get it, Affluent Artists. We are live. You got a question, type your question in the chat. We are rocking and rolling, okay? Now, because once you discover these 3 secrets, you'll have the keys to get new collectors online so you can accomplish your dream vision for your art, all right? And so like Bresha Jones here, man, if you want to start selling art for over $5,000, like Bresha, put yes in the chat, all right? Now, one cool thing about Bresha, when she sell art, she don't just sell art for $5,000. She sell hers for $5,008. She always put a little extra change on the end, man. Shout out to Bresha Jones. All right, I see the yeses coming through. Now, all right, let's get into it, man. These are the 3 secrets to selling your art online. Let's lock in, Affluent Artists. Secret number 1, how to make your artwork speak for itself and sell for $2,000 or more on Instagram, okay? So listen, I told y'all when I went to Art Basel, man, I'm talking to all of these so-called industry experts, and literally all of them were kind of trying to discourage me about locking in and focusing on my art, right? They're like, Sherez, man, you dropped out of college. Nobody really knows your name. You just now getting back into selling art. It's going to be difficult for you to sell art at high prices. Man, put me in the chat if this sounds familiar. If anybody ever tried to like discourage your art dreams, okay? Just put me in the chat if that sounds familiar, all right? And if that is familiar to you, I want to let you know, man, I'm on the other side of this now, and I believe in your creative dreams, all right? I know you can be successful as a full-time artist, okay? Now, let's play a quick little game. Have some fun with me, artists, called Could You Do It Better? Just type yes or no in the chat if you think you could do this better, all right? Just put yes or no in the chat if you think you could do this better. I see my man, Dope Artist, said familiar, all right? Now, this piece is by Van Gogh, and it's titled Portrait of Dr. Gachet, all right? Portrait of Dr. Gachet, okay? Now, why is this piece famous, Affluent Artist? It is the story, okay? It is the story, all right? And the story has to touch your collector's emotions, okay? I see we got a comment right here. Yeah, Folklore and Horror. I think I talked to you on the phone, man. Yeah, so that's good. You don't have to sell through galleries. You can sell direct to the collector, right? So you're in the right place. If you want to understand how you can get your own collectors, have the collector relationship, and keep all the money, you are in the right place, all right? Man, the algorithm, we put so much data on Facebook and Instagram, they know who to target when we tell our stories and put our artwork on the internet. They'll actually start showing it to the people that's most likely to buy our art, okay? And so you are in the right place, man. You don't have to try to have a third party sell your art for you, okay? All right, so again, that Van Gogh piece is famous because it's the story, all right? And so even with your type of art, King Botswitch, man, you have to create compelling stories with the art that touches your collector's emotions. And so we all know as artists, you could be a dope artist and still not be getting paid, right? It's a lot of artists, they have legendary talent, but they broke. Why? Because they don't understand how to tell stories and they don't know how to sell. And we're going to show you how to do both here, okay? And so listen, as an artist, man, when I went to art school, they were teaching us how to sell our art by time, like how much time it took me to make the piece, and also by the size, right? And so listen, when you start thinking about that stuff, it don't really make sense to price your art like that. Why? So first, time. You know, as an artist, the more time you spend on your craft, you're going to get better, faster, and it's going to be easier for you to create pieces, right? And so when you think about it, it don't really make sense to charge less because you got more skilled and efficient, right? That don't really make sense, right? And then size. We know like wall art, like this Biggie piece behind me, often sells for more money than murals on the side of buildings, right? So it ain't really about how big or small the piece is either. Man, the way I teach how to sell your art for higher prices is by creating your own art story, okay? ART story for short, all right? We're going to show you how to create your very own art story to start selling your art for higher prices, all right? All right, let me pop back in. All right, sweet. And so I discovered this secret at our very first live from a flooring artist, Melissa Mitchell. So she was one of the artists at that event, and you see her art behind her. Her art is always very professionally presented. You see cards back there, and she also creates wearable art that she wears on her head. And so while we were at this show, and when she got a chance to get on a mic and talk about her art, the one thing that she did that really separated her from everybody else there is she had these beautiful stories that she told for each one of the pieces that she created, okay? And so I was blown away by the stories, and this is how we actually sold that first piece for $2,000 at that very first event, okay? It was the storytelling behind her pieces. And so the collector who bought it, he didn't have a clue who she was. Like some of y'all may or may not know Melissa, but she got a big brand on Instagram. And he didn't know anything about any of that though, right? And so I was like, man, you don't know this artist. You never seen them before. You don't really even know like the value of their brand or anything. Why did you invest $2,000 in an artist that you don't know anything about? And he simply said, Sharess, I think the art is great, but it was the story that got me. All right, y'all write that down, art story. It was a story. And so if you have this problem where artists post online with no sales, right? Like if you get little to no engagement like this piece, but I also see a lot of artists getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes, but they still getting crickets on the sales side, right? All you got to do is add your art story, just like Jasmine right here, literally, and it would transform your sales like that. And so Jasmine, she posted this in our community. She said, so I posted this piece that I'm still working on last night, and I sold a pre-order print 9 a.m. this morning. Gratitude. Art story and organic conversation building relationships really work. All right. So again, picture what I just said. If you understand that Jasmine was still working on the original and she sold a pre-order print before it was done, put pre-order in the chat. All right. Put pre-order in the chat if you understand that she made money before the piece was done. All right. This is a really important point. So I'm going to let this one breathe a little bit. She was still working on the original Chadwick Boseman piece, but when she posted her art story on social media, people started buying it before it was done. Everybody put pre-order in the chat. Dope ass artist got it. All right. You see the pre-orders? I see Samantha, she got it. Okay. Pre-order. And so this process, just telling your story will help you start selling your art before it's done. That's a very, very important point. Okay. And so like Miss Raquel Miller here, type yes if you want to sell your first or next piece for over $1,000. I know we got some artists that's just getting started. All right. Type yes in the chat if you're still trying to get that first $1,000 sale, like Miss Raquel. She used her art story to accomplish this. And then Brisha Jones. Brisha, at the time, this was her biggest and highest art piece that she had ever sold. This abstract titled Fearless Expanded. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell for art for over $6,200 like Brisha. I see you said me all day. I see the yeses coming through. And so let me tell you, let me read the notes that this collector sent to Brisha so you can see why they bought this piece for Brisha's record-breaking price. I want you to focus on breaking your own sales records, but this was big for Brisha. So the collector said, my husband and I had a hard week and an already pretty messed up year. I know we're not special in any regards. Everything seems hard right now for everyone. When my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, wow, we love that. And then we talked about how it made us feel. Hope, moving out of our comfort zone, leaving a bad year and entering a new place. Fearlessness. When we read your thoughts on it as well, it just seemed like we needed it in our home. Thank you for painting this beautiful piece. It will be the conversation piece of the many meals we share with friends as we embrace a new era in the world, one of expanding fearlessness, okay? Say need more $1,000 sales. You in the right place, family. All right, so type yes in the chat if you see the power that the story had of Fearless Expanded and how it touched with what the collectors were going through at the time that made them want to buy this for any price? Just put yes in the chat. It's all about that story about Fearless Expanded and overcoming your fear in the world that resonated with these collectors, and they had to have it. All right. I see the yeses coming through. All right. That storytelling is everything. All right. So get your notes out. I'm going to show you my art story framework that we teach to help artists sell their art for astronomical prices. All right. So A equals art star. Who's the art star in your art story? Every story has to have a star. Okay. R equals role. What's the art star's role in your art story? What are they trying to do? What do they want to accomplish? What are they trying to overcome? And again, this works for abstract art as well. And then T equals twist. What's the emotional twist in your art story? All right. And so if you like a good movie, you know they have twists and turns that keep you on the edge of your seat and guessing what's going to happen next. You can do that same thing in your visual art. Okay. You want to have powerful twists in your visual art as well. Okay. And so let's go back to this Van Gogh piece and let me show you how they use the art story framework to sell this joint for a record-breaking price at auction. Okay. And so who's the art star? That's Dr. Gachet. All right. That's easy enough. That's Dr. Gachet. All right. Let me come back out. For some reason this screen sharing going away, but it's all good. We're going to push through and get back to it. All right. And so the art star, that's Dr. Gachet. What's his role? He's Van Gogh. Okay. And then the fluent artist, what's the twist? The twist is the doctor may have killed Van Gogh. And so y'all know people love murder. Man, folks be nosy, all in your business. And so everybody was talking about this story like, yo, did Van Gogh actually paint a portrait of his killer? And people were really going wild about what really happened, that the results, man, this sold for a record-breaking $82.5 million at Christie's, okay? All right, so listen, I want to have a little fun real quick. We're going to draw a little friendly line in the sand because I know we got some new artists here, and you're trying to get your first sale for a few $100s. Some of y'all trying to sell your first piece for $1,000. You're trying to make consistent $1,000 sales. Some of y'all want to sell for $10,000 for the first time, $100,000 for the first time. Well, if you like Sharess and you want to sell art for millions, man, put 82.5 million in the chat for me. All right, put that $ 82.5 M in the chat. You can put the money bag emoji. You can put the emoji with the money tongue. Let me know if you want to make millions in the chat like me. I want to make millions because I know if somebody else can make millions, that success leaves clues. There's some steps they took that I can follow and do the same thing. All right, so if you want to make millions like me, my man, dope ass artist, he trying to get these M's like Sharess. Let's get it. I'm with you, brother. All right. I want to get M's with my art, and I know it's possible if other people are doing it. All right. So now becoming an affluent artist and creating your art story allows your art to truly sell itself for higher prices. Type yes in the chat if you can see how your art story helps you sell more art. I see Samantha with it. Alex with the cool glasses on. Let's get it. I need them 82 M's in the chat, though, Mr. Alex. All right. Samantha got the money flying with the $ signs with the money bag. Let's get it. All right. Type yes in the chat if you can see how that art story helps you sell more art. It's all about the power of that storytelling. All right. Let me give y'all a pro tip. If you feel like you need help with your storytelling, man, you can use AI. Use ChatGPT. Okay. It's a powerful way to help you tell stories. All right. You got to use that ChatGPT as well. So, artists, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, if you do acrylic pouring, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all prices. All right. And so again, I was inspired by this from affluent artist Melissa. Using the power of her art story, Melissa sold 100% of her available artwork at that event using her art story. I see my man Dope Artist say he's been using it a lot lately. Man, that ChatGPT is a game changer. It can help you do a lot of stuff, all right? But I know a lot of artists need help with that storytelling, and that's going to put you in the game right there, okay? And so Melissa was the only artist that sold out at our first event because of her story. It was the art story, all right? All right, man, let's get to it. We rolling, all right? We rocking and rolling. Type yes in the chat if you're having a good time, man, and you learning something new. Just put a yes in the chat for me, all right? So let's get into secret number 2 of the 3 secrets of selling your art online. Secret number 2 is how to sell art to collectors that buy with one click on a new, easy-to-use app. I see the yeses coming through. Shout out to my man Alex, Dope Artist, Samantha, Protect Your Heart. We in here, all right? Now, artists, I got to tell y'all this story, man, because this piece right here, or me buying this piece, really changed my career as an artist and a collector. And it's really a pivotal moment where how we got here today, okay? So I ended up running to one of my friends from the College of Art and Design the year I did at Fort Valley. And he invited me to his art show and he was doing, right? And I'm in Atlanta. It was down on Peter Street Station. And so I go to the show. Man, I'm an artist, but I'm also a collector, right? Like I bought this dope piece from an artist out in Texas. I absolutely love this Biggie piece. And so anytime I can, man, I invest in other artists and I buy their art if it's fly to me, right? And so I go to my guy's show. I'm going through all the different spaces and I see this piece. I love it, man. I love the pastel colors. I love the hair. I love the haircut. The earrings are fly. I like the profile. Like it was really dope to me. And so when I stepped up to my classmate, I'm like, yo, man, I want to buy this piece. I'm practically like pressing my business credit card into his chest. And I'm like, sell me this piece. Y'all, what came out of his mouth next, like it literally blew my mind and my jaw hit the floor. He was like, Sharess, people usually cash at me. I can't sell you this piece. I can't take your money. Like he turned down my money. I was blown away by that. All right. If you ever had to turn down money because you couldn't take a payment, put me in the chat. All right. Put me in the chat. Okay. All right. And Samantha, you can create and sell all kind of art. All you got to do is put a new ad out and target those type of collectors. Okay. Put me in the chat if you've ever had to turn down money. All right. Because if you had to turn down money, listen, that is the old, slow, hard, and expensive way to sell art. Right? You don't understand about the opportunity cost of money you missing because you can't take payments properly. All right. And so rule number one in this art game is you got to get paid. All right. Everybody put get paid in the chat. Rule number one is get paid. All right? I don't care how you get paid, but you got to get paid. We can't be turning down money. Everybody put get paid in the chat. All right. And so if you can't take 2026, man, you got to really step your game up. Okay. And if you're still using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, etc., listen, these tools work and I want you to get paid. But at a certain point, certain collectors, they don't want to send you a $10,000 cash app, right? They don't want to send you a $10,000 cash app. Why? Because I don't get a receipt. I don't know if you're going to deliver the piece. If you deliver it and something happened to it, I'm not going to be able to be made whole from that, right? And so these tools at certain price points, they can become a crutch, right? They can be working against you, okay? And then selling online. Man, put guilty in the chat if you've ever dropped a photo of your art and said something like email or DM me for price and put a bunch of hashtags and stuff and got crickets and ain't getting no sales. Put guilty in the chat. Listen, I've been there. Ain't no shame, all right? If you're an artist and you've been selling online, I know most of y'all have probably been there. You got a dope photo of your piece. You say email or DM me for price. Ain't nobody sent you no kind of email or DM for the price or how to buy it, right? A lot of artists are doing that. Put guilty in the chat. And then if you still taking orders on paper in 2026, I ain't gonna get you to tell on yourself, all right? But we gotta step your game up, affluent artists, okay? And then applying and paying for shows. So first, if you're applying and paying for shows and it's working for you, keep doing that. Double down on what's working, okay? But a lot of artists, man, they rent vans, trucks, paying for shows, setting up at these booths, and then you're not getting any sales at this event. You got to take everything back home, and they hate that, right? Hopefully that ain't your experience, but a lot of artists are experiencing that, right? And then you put your art on these marketplaces or you got a website and you're not really getting any sales or it's very, very little, right? I talked to some artists that help other artists and some experience like they can sell a little bit, but the other artists that they trying to help, they don't have a market and they're not selling, all right? And so we created artwork to solve all of those problems for you, okay? It's a simple and easy tool to help you sell your art, access a global marketplace of collectors. Collectors got their credit cards on file so they can buy your art with one click. You can take any kind of payment method and it makes it simple and easy to track everything that you sell online, all right? And so like Tierra right here, she was so surprised when she started using artwork. She said, I just uploaded some of my original art on the app a couple of days ago and about 30 minutes ago, I got a notification that one of my pieces sold. Still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but great way to end the night. Seriously, thank you, Sharess, for perfecting the app. It definitely is a game changer for us as artists. See, my man Alex said that was his 2023 Art Basel experience. Man, listen, Alex, man, God bless you, bro. Like, I understand that game, dog. We had a lot of, that's why they flew us out to Art Basel to start helping artists sell, because a lot of artists is experiencing that, man. It's not a fun feeling, all right? And so I'm going to show you a quick demo of artwork This is our demo account, man. We didn't want to have any sensitive collector data here, but we're going to show you how easy it is to use artwork and how simple it is for collectors to buy your art with one click, all right?
Hey, my name is Sharess May, and I want to give you a quick demo of the Artwork app. So the Artwork app does two very simple things, all right? If you are an artist, it allows you to sell your art, get collectors all over the world, and manage all of the most important key metrics in your business. And if you are a collector, it makes it simple for you to buy art with the click of a button and track the value of your art collection, all right? And so I'm going to show you the artist side of the dashboard first, then I'll pause and take you to the collector side. So when you're logged in as an artist and you're on your sales dashboard, you'll see your gross revenue, how many pieces you sold, what's the average price, all right? And this sales graph will show you your sales over any amount of time. Right here, you can set a sales goal. If you set it for $100,000, if you made some sales today, that number will be in blue at the top, and this dial will show you how much you've made. We haven't made any sales today. This is our test account. And if you hover over it, you can see how many sales you made today. And it's really simple to add a new goal as well. As you start making sales, you'll see your top sellers right here. So you see it by name, how many pieces you sold in case you have prints or multiples, and you'll see how much revenue you made from each piece. Right here under your new orders tab, you'll see your latest orders. And so you stay on top of what needs to be shipped out. Down here at the bottom, you'll see your top collectors. So you'll see them by name, how many pieces they own in their collection, and how much money they've invested with you in your art business, all right? And then once you go to your artwork tab, this is where you'll see all of the art that you have listed on the site, ready for sale, and also in the marketplace for collectors to buy with one click. So let's say you want to add art. It's very simple. You click add artwork. You just have to fill out these fields right here. And once you click save, it'll save it. I'm just going to close that. If you want to email it to a collector, you can click share offer, enter your collector's email, send the offer. Email is already pre-written. They can click directly to the link and buy your art. If you like to copy a link, you can copy it as normal and send it via text message or share it on social media. And also, if you want to delete your product, it's very simple and easy to delete. As collectors begin buying art from you, you will see collectors in your dashboard. So you see all of the information right here, so you can contact with them and follow up with them and make future sales. If you click on their dashboard, you'll see a list of all of the art they purchased from you here. As your orders start coming through, you'll see your order and payment history right here. So you see if they were successful or failed transactions, all right, who bought it, the artwork, the purchase amount, and the date. And then as your money is being in transit to your bank account and deposited, you will also see your payouts here, all right? And so when you want to begin buying as a collector, all you have to do is click switch to collector, and it'll take you to the collection side of the marketplace, all right? And again, this is our test marketplace right here, but I'm going to pause for a moment to show you how simple it is to buy as a collector. So now I'm logged into the app as our test collector. And so you see when art is sold out, it'll be sold out in the marketplace, all right? And you can just scroll through the marketplace to check out all of the art that's available on the dashboard, all right? And so let's say if you want to buy something, it's very simple. You can click buy now, and we have your card on file. You can choose which card you want to use. If you need to add a new one, you can do that. But let's say we want to select this card. We click confirm order. And it's that simple, all right? It's purchased. And so now if you want to go check your collection, you can click collection, and it'll take you to your collection. You see we just purchased this one right here, all right? So you can see all of your active collection. And as you are buying from artists, you can also see the artists that you're purchasing artwork from, all right? So I'm going to go back to the marketplace real quick. And let's say if you want to add it to your cart, you can add it to your cart. So you want to get a couple in there. And you can easily check your shopping cart and go to the checkout page and buy all of the pieces at the same time. So it's a very simple tool for artists to sell their art, and also for collectors to buy, track the value of their collection as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon.
All right, man. If you think artwork is dope, show me some love in the chat. I see some of the hearts coming through. And I want to answer a few FAQs, man. I see King said selling work through your app, not about actually marketing globally online. Man, you jumping the gun, King. That's next, baby. All right, we about to get into secret number 3. King ready to go. We're going to show you how to do that. Everybody put that's next in the chat for King, okay? Man, dope artist said this is dope. Thank you, family. All right, so few FAQs. One, artist, you set your own price. Again, you can sell art up to $1 million. We like to write our art story and put that in the description, okay? So when the collector clicks on that profile page for your art, they can see your art story in there. Artist, if it's a physical piece, you'll ship it directly to the collector. You also get paid fast. Sales deposit in your account in 24 to 48 hours. And then artwork gets a small 10% commission, okay? And so again, I know we got some new artists in here. And so I love showcasing all type of artists with all type of sales, because we got to remember what it's like to get in the game, right? So here's Jen. She sold Purpose on artwork. Here's Sierra. She sold Bright Future on artwork. Love the pastel colors of this piece. And then Christina Ville of Night, man. And I absolutely love that sky right there. And then type yes in the chat if you want to sell your first piece on artwork like Miss Magdalena. She said, I'm very happy. I sold my first piece on artwork. Many thanks to my new collector. This piece goes direct to Atlanta, okay? And so now I've shown you how using the artwork app allows you to easily sell more art online and keep all of your prices, collector, and business info in one place. Type yes in the chat if you can see how this saves you time, money, and makes it simple to sell your art. My man, Dope Artist said, congrats. Thank you, sir. All right. And so this is why the country of Barbados flew us out there to help their artists sell their art, because they needed access to a global marketplace of collectors. All right. So type yes if you see how this saves you time, money, and makes it simple to sell your art online to collectors that already got their credit card on file that's ready to buy. All right. Type yes in the chat. All right. It's time. Let's get into secret number 3. This is why King here. This is what King want to know. And this is one of the artist's favorite secrets right here. All right. Secret number 3. So make sure you get your pen and pad out. How to attract the collectors spending millions on art with Sotheby's using Instagram and AI. All right. Secret number 3. This is a game changer for artists right here. Okay. So after our first wave of affluent artist success, I knew I wanted to help more artists get high income collectors online, leveraging AI and online ads, okay? And so I've seen artists struggling to make sales with their posts on social media and in these art groups, right? Because we know likes don't equal money. Just put yes in the chat. This has happened to you, right? You posting on social, getting a lot of likes, posting in these groups, but it don't equal cash in the bank. It does not translate into sales all the time. And I love friends and family sales, right? Like Tiara, she sold this $2,000 piece Galactic Jellies to a friend. Mr. Emmanuel sold this $500 portrait to a sister at his local church. And these friends and family sales work. I absolutely love it. But sometimes they can run out though, right? And sometimes we need global exposure. Man, if you want to start selling art to your whole state, your whole city, your country, or even across the globe, put global in the chat for me, all right? Just put global in the chat. I know sometimes, man, we want to expand our collector base, okay? Now, because of my experience buying ads on social media, I knew there was only one place I needed to go to get ready to buy collectors, and that's Instagram, right? Everybody and their mama got an Instagram account, and it's a lot of art being sold on IG, right? And so Christy was brand new to this. She had never sold art online. She had never advertised her art on Instagram. Like, she didn't really know what to do. And so when she started using this, man, I was blown away how fast she started getting results. She said, okay, I'm about to cry right now. On my own way of selling, I would have got $200 for this piece, right? This is her market. These are her prices. She said, it would have taken me a while to even get that. So I followed the steps of this course. I made an ad. She spent $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, y'all. $7.53. And she sold a piece for $700. And it only took her a few hours of advertising to sell, okay? Now, real quick, put cents in the chat. CENTS, like dollars and cents. If it makes sense for you to spend $7 on ads and sell a piece for $700 or more, that makes sense to me. That's good. That's good business right there. That's what we call return on investment, okay? And so she was brand new to this process. She was about to cry at how it changed her life. Just input your prices and what you sell for and think about the possibilities for you. But she got a $700 sale on a few hours of advertising, and she made over $2,000 in her first 3 weeks. My man Alex says since. All right. So again, artists, always remember success leaves clues. Okay. So check this out. When Forbes dropped this article about Sotheby's having a $363.2 million sale, everybody knew that art could really be sold for millions of dollars online, right? People were really wondering, trying to figure it out, but this validated for us, okay? Then my man King, what's up? So, and then Business Insider, they said for now, the art world has gone digital. And for some, for you and I, the affluent artists, that's a good thing. Artsy, which is an online art marketplace, said they saw a 92% increase in e-commerce sales in April, and interest from galleries increased by 60%. So check this out. This is what King want to know right here, y'all. Make sure you get your pen and pad out because I'm about to blow your mind, okay? So I want you to check out these 2 red boxes. The one at the top left, that says the United States. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I know most of y'all in the U.S., but we do got some artists that attend these from out of the country, right? So first I'll say you can advertise to any country that has Instagram, okay? That got Facebook and Instagram, but I do recommend starting in your own country because it's going to be much easier to get the shipping down, okay? But you can go global with this as long as that country got IG. In that bottom, you see the interest says Sotheby's. And so we just saw Sotheby's had a $363.2 million sale. Type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to target collectors that's buying that $363 million worth of art. Just type yes in the chat if that makes sense for you. All right, because it makes sense for me to put my art in front of collectors that's already spending millions. Just put yes in the chat. Dope artist said yes. All right, yes with all the exclamations. All right, so if that makes sense to you like it do for me, all we got to do is click that green create button in the top right corner, okay? So first we want to put our art in front of collectors that's spending millions. Then let's make an ad, bet. When we start the ad setup process, it's going to take us to a place called detailed targeting. Everybody type financial in the chat. All right, type the word financial in the chat. All right. So first, detailed targeting. We want to target Sotheby's because we know collectors are spending millions every year with Sotheby's and Christie's. Okay. When we target the collectors that like that Sotheby's brand, when we put that word financial on, look what happens, y'all. We can target the top 5% of household income earners that's spending millions of dollars worth of art on Sotheby's. We can target the top 10% of income earners that's spending millions of dollars worth of art on Sotheby's. We can target the top 10 to 50% of income earners that's spending millions of dollars worth of art on Sotheby's. All right. If you're an artist here, this is your first time seeing how we can use Instagram on the advertising side to target rich collectors that's spending millions on art. Man, put the mind blown emoji in the chat. You can put wow in the chat. Let me know how you feeling in the chat. This is your first time having access to this information. So we can literally target the collectors that's spending millions of dollars on art and put our art in front of those specific people. There we go, my man Alex with the mind blown, dope ass artist with the mind blown. That's what I'm talking about. This is what you can do when you understand the other side of the game, right? Posting organically and posting on your profile, that's cool. You can get some engagement and you can get some sales. But when you start advertising, man, we give Facebook so much data. Y'all know they got the cookies and the tracking. They know what we spending our money on. So we can target people that's that's spending millions on art and put our art right in front of them. And if you know, like I know, when you put your art in the flow of money, some of that money gonna slap you in the face and get deposited into your bank account. You understand? All right, that's how this works, okay? So I'm gonna give y'all a couple more examples to really bring this home. So Art Basel, my man Alex said he went to Art Basel in 23 and he had to take everything back home, right? No bueno. So, but we know though, the collectors that go to Art Basel, you gotta get a flight, you gotta get a hotel, you gotta get your ticket to the main convention center if you're gonna go to that. If you're gonna go to some of the outside shows like the Prism show or some of them little pop-up shops they got down in Miami, that stuff costs, right? You gotta buy food and drinks, and they got that Miami tax in Miami, right? So my point is, people spend a lot of money to go to Art Basel, and you gotta buy the art, right? You gotta do all of that, those upfront costs and investments to go, and you got to buy the art. And so if it makes sense to you to start targeting them collectors that's literally spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars at Art Basel, boom. We can target the collectors that like Art Basel. We go to the detailed targeting, type in the word financial, and it's going to let us target the top 5% of income earners that loves Art Basel. Top 10% of income earners that love Art Basel. Top 10 to 50% of income earners that love and that's spending all that money to go to Art Basel. All right, this is how you put your art in front of collectors that's already and willing to spend a lot of money on your art. All right, I'm gonna give y'all one more example to really bring it home. Okay, so Artsy, we saw the Business Insider article that said Artsy had a 92% increase in online sales. Type yes in the chat if you want to get in the flow of that 92% increase in online sales like I do. Cool. We can use this. We can target all the people that love Artsy on Instagram. We go to the detailed targeting section. Boom. We want to target the people that's going to buy on Artsy. But when I type in that word financial, I can target the top 5% of income earners, the top 10% of income earners, the top 10 to 50% of income earners, to make sure I'm putting my art in front of people that got money, that love spending it on art. You can do this from your computer. You can do this from your mobile phone. You can do this from your tablet, okay? From the comfort of your home, all right? And so when we do this, artists, now we got what I call the keys to success. So these collectors got two very important things that you need to sell art. One, they got the willingness to buy art, right? If you like Sotheby's, if you like Art Basel, if you like Artsy, I know you are an art lover, right? But then we add that financial layering. Now these collectors have the ability to buy art. And when we put our art in front of collectors that's spending millions on art, this type of access changes everything. This is the game changer. This is what separates the winners who's selling a lot of art from the people who still spinning their wheels trying to figure it out, all right? And so we got artists worldwide using this process to sell their art online. So like Nisha Kapoor here, she said, Sherez, your system rocks. I got another celeb lead as a result of my ads, and we spoke on the phone, and that person is willing to buy. And so Miss Nisha, she's Indian. She was the first artist to sell her art in Indian rupees with this system, okay? Literally my mind is always blown of the artists that come from different countries around the world, and they use this to start selling art in their own currency. My mouth be on the floor all the time, just with the results and the experience that artists are having. Like Miss Valerie right here, she's a grandmother and a senior, right? She sold over $3,250 from her ads. She said money from Facebook ads, plus these 3 new collectors. And so if a grandmama can do it, I know you can do it, okay? If a senior grandmama who ain't know nothing about you, who was taking her time with it, trying to figure it out, if she can do it, I know you can do it, all right? Here's Christy, all right? Christy spent $45 on ads, and she sold over $1,400 a day and a half, right? She said, I spent $40. She said, I received over 800 likes, 200 comments, 100 shares, and about 300 messages. She said, I got 14 sales and about 10 possibles. In a day and a half, I spent $45 on ads and poured in over $1,400. Type yes in the chat if you like to get that type of return on investment. Again, put in your art for your sales at your price point and think about the possibilities for you, okay? All right? All right? Hey, so King, man, listen, just to be straight with you, bro, we always tell the truth. I don't have artists that's selling dark art just yet. But again, that don't mean that you cannot do it. You can do it, okay? I don't have an example for your specific use case, just not yet. You can be the first, though. But trust me when I tell you, this absolutely works. When you put your art and your story into the ad, Facebook is going to target people that have shown interest in your style of art. That's how it works, okay? It's really that simple, brother, all right? And so like my man Joe Woods right here, he said, and this happened last night, sold, all right? So my man Joe sold a $2,000 piece from his ass while he was asleep, all right? So, man, put sleep money in the chat if you want to advertise your art online 24/7 and wake up to sales. Put sleep money in the chat. You can put the money bag emoji. You can put the bed next to the money. Let me know in the chat if you want to wake up to art sales because your ad is running 24/7, selling for you while you sleeping, while you traveling, while you hanging out with your family. Put sleep money in the chat, okay? Let me know because I like to wake up to my money. My man dope ass artist says sleep money. I like to wake up to my money. I don't want to be awake and working for all my money. I like to have my ad doing the work for me, okay? And so all of y'all should have an Instagram account on here. You definitely got a Facebook because you saw my ad and you're here listening right now, right? And so y'all seen them promoted posts. That's how it works. It goes 24/7. All we gotta do is start advertising your art. Let it run for you around the clock. People start coming to you and buying your art at all times of the day, okay? And so now I've shown you how to find wealthy, ready-to-buy collectors with AI and Instagram ads. As an affluent artist, can you see yourself using this secret to get high-paying collectors? Just type yes in the chat. If you can see yourself in these other artists that's just getting started. Chrissy was just getting started. Miss Valerie was a senior. My man Joe, he had never sold art online before and woke up to new sales. This is the power you get when you start advertising your art online and targeting these high income collectors that's already spending millions. My man said yes in the chat. Let's get it, Affluent Artist. All right, so far you discovered how to create your art story to raise your prices. You discover how artwork makes it easy to share your art via text, email, or social. We showed you how to sell art to a worldwide collector marketplace. We discovered how to get collectors to buy your art with one click. And you discover how to use that financial layering to target those high income collectors that's already spending millions on art, okay? And so knowing what you know now, man, do you feel more confident pricing your art, using your art store? Just put yes in the chat for me. If you see the power of that art store like Brescia Jones did with Fearless Expanded and made them collectors buy for over 6K, just type yes in the chat if you feel more confident. And are you happy you attended this live class today? We are live and in full effect, all right? Type yes in the chat if you feel like this was a good investment of your time and you learned something, even just 1% to help you improve your sales, okay? And do you realize the advantage you have as an artist using these techniques that other artists aren't doing, right? So like my man, Alex, he said he went to Art Basel 23, had to take everything back. He could have been using this and targeting those same collectors online at his home and skipped all of those fees and those costs. You understand? All right. Can you see yourself using this to sell more art? Just type yes in the chat. My man, Dope Artist, said he glad to be here. Gratitude, man. Glad to have you. All right. And then type yes if you can see yourself getting new collectors. Again, if these artists can do it, man, they were just getting started. They didn't have any experience with this stuff. You can do this too, okay? And so artists, you got two choices. Choice number one, you can take what you learned here today and you can do this on your own, all right? And I know we got some brilliant creators in here, and so that's a worthy option to pursue, all right? If you ambitious, man, and you a self-starter, you can definitely do this on your own and apply it yourself, okay? But choice number two, if you want my team to work with you, you can have us responsible for your success, where we can guarantee to help you get 10 or more new collectors every single month with this process, okay? And so let me know in the chat if this would transform your life. If you follow what I showed you in secret number one and use any one of your art stories so your art sells itself on Instagram, then you did what I revealed in secret number two, so you can use the artwork app to easily sell more of your art. And then you use secret number three to get access to the same high-paying collectors on Instagram that the rich auction houses and galleries attract. Type yes in the chat if you think you could be successful. My man Alex said yes. Dope Artist said yes. I see some yeses coming through. And what if I helped you? Just type yes in the chat if you want to know how I can help you, okay? Want to see some yeses coming through, all right? And so I want to introduce you to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, a fun and easy 5-step system for visual artists to raise your prices and get 10 or more new collectors every month online, all right? And so part number one is the Affluent Artist Masterclass, all right? And so step number one in the Affluent Artist Masterclass is what we call mindset. All right, this is what we get into, what we call the millionaire mindset, so we can get rid of any starving artist broke habits that you might have, okay? Step number two is price. This is where we teach you the luxury pricing method, so you can use tools like the art store to raise your price and charge your worth. Step number three is sold. This is where we teach our cash collectors framework, so you can start selling art in advance before you advertise, right? A lot of artists use step three to get their cash up to be ready to advertise. And then step number four is collectors. This is where we help you create a collector community so you can have your own relationship with your collectors, keep all the money, and build a lifetime relationships where they keep buying. And then step number five is marketing. This is where we show you how to use that financial layering so you can target those high income collectors that's already spending millions of dollars worth of art online, okay? And so here's my guy, Christian. I want you to listen to him share his story about how he was about to give up on his art career, but then he became an affluent artist and everything changed for him. Hold up. There you go.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's Christian Lamar here, and I'm a portrait artist from VA. Now I just want to tell y'all why I joined the Affluent Artist Masterclass. I went to a great art school and learned from some phenomenal artists, but they never taught me how to sell my work. So after I graduated, I struggled, like, to the point of almost wanting to give up on my dream of being a professional artist. Well, this course changed all of that. It showed me how to turn my art into a business, and most importantly, how to sell online. So now I can sell to anyone, anywhere. And the results are super quick. I made my first sale within 30 hours of starting the program and made just under 1,500 within the first 5 days. And now that I'm in week 4, I've made just over 4,000. And it's super easy to follow. Like, if you're like me and you're ready to fulfill your dreams of being a professional artist, give the program a shot. And you also get to join a community of artists that share their experiences every day of what works. So join me and the family in becoming a Fluent Artist today. All right. Peace.
Shout out to my guy Christian, man. He was one of our first affluent artists, and I'm grateful to be able to help transform his brother's life. He did that piece behind him. He's so dope. It's like, dog, you can't quit. You can't be giving up. You got way too much talent and skill, brother. All right. And so again, affluent artist, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, if you do acrylic pouring, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, AI art, drawing, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all prices. All right. Shout out to Miss Joyce. She's in Canada. She got this $4,000 sale all up in Canada. Again, we helping artists all over the world sell their art. And again, we always tell the truth about making sales. That's why Miss Joy got that $4,000 cash on the table right there. So for artists, if they still collecting cash, again, you got to get paid. We make them take a picture of that cash to show proof, because we don't tell lies about getting no money. All right, type yes in the chat if you want to start getting $4,000 cash payments like Miss Joy did. All right, and then also, again, this works even if your art isn't ready. So Jasmine, she was still working on that Chadwick piece. She pre-sold a pre-order print just by using her art story. That was secret number 1. She said, gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. All right. And so when you join today, artists, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. That's a $5K value. Okay. Part number 2 is you're going to get an artwork gold account. Now, I want you to imagine collectors buying from anywhere, like Jen right here. She said, I'm so happy and grateful to have sold this piece. I'm going to supersize my fries tonight. She sold Emergence and Power artwork for $2,700. And so when you get your artwork gold account, you'll be able to accept payments up to $1 million. You can easily sell your art anywhere, at events, in person, like at Art Basel, or online. You'll be able to track your art, your sales, and your collector's information in one place. Collectors can buy your art with one click, just like we buy stuff on Amazon, right? And collectors can track their net worth in your art, so they see when you increase the value of yourself as an artist, okay? And then also when you get your artwork gold account, you can get rid of a lot of stuff and save a bunch of money, all right? So first, if you got a website and you're not making any sales, you can stop paying that monthly fee for the website, all right? You can get rid of that. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. That's cool with me. But we got solutions for you, okay? If you're still using tools like Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, again, get paid. But at certain price points, collectors, they want receipts. They want insurance. They want to make sure that you're going to actually deliver and they can be made whole if something happened to the art, right? You can get rid of using tools like that. If you're using tools like Artsy, Etsy, or storefront fees, man, I know I hear these tools got a lot of different exorbitant and where they charge you for any and everything. You can get rid of those. If you're using tools like Shopify, Artwork Archive, Fine Art America, again, if you're not making any money with these, you can get rid of these as well, all right? And then most importantly, you can save that lost time trying to figure this stuff out on your own, okay? All right. All right, and so as an artist, the problem is solved for me. When I first started, I didn't know how to manage my art sales in one place or track how much my collectors spent, all right? I also didn't have a global marketplace that could buy my art with one click, so I had to create artwork for myself, all right? And so you get to save time and money. So 6 years ago, man, I had to spend over $60,000 in 3 years just figuring out how to create an app to solve all of these problems in the art industry. And so I don't want you recreating the wheel. So I'm going to give you an artwork account with this package so you can skip the cost, the trial, and the error. All right, cool. If that's cool, put cool in the chat for me. All right. And so like Tiara, man, she was so excited because she started making money quickly when she started using artwork. All right. She loaded some of her art and she said 30 minutes ago, I got a notification that one of my pieces sold. Still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but great way to end the night. All right. And then we get a lot of artists who be like, Sherez, man, I'm not that tech savvy. Technology is hard. That's not a problem. We've designed artwork to be so simple that children can use it to sell their art as well. Like one of my goals is to really get artwork in schools, man, so they can start accessing global markets of collectors, like why they're learning how to be better artists while they're in class, right? Because again, I went to art college and they didn't teach us how to sell art and really get collectors, okay? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, and you're going to get that Artwork Gold account, and that's a $6,200 value, all right? Part number 3 is the Affluent Artist Community. And so we got a real community of artists that we don't only just talk and help each other online, man, we actually get together in person, host our own shows, we go to shows, we travel, man, we really have a great time as a community, okay? And so we got a global network of artists and collectors that love serving and that want to see you succeed. And so when you join today, you get access to our private Affluent Artist School community. And so this gives you the knowledge, community, encouragement, and the motivation you need to succeed in your art career. You can access the program and community anytime from anywhere in the world, and you get unlimited support. So you have 24/7 school group access, and we have a live weekly sales sessions call where you can talk to real people and the other artists in the community to get real-time help so you can keep selling on art, all right? So we get all of your questions answered so you never get stuck and you are never alone, all right? And so one of the things I love about the community is just all of the different ages of artists, man. You get to sharpen some other artists that's right behind you and coming up. So like Sanyu, she started when she was 9 years old, right? And then you also get to learn from some veteran artists like Miss. She was 73 when she joined, and she started making sales in her first week. And so I love that, man. It's like no matter where you are in your journey, you can help pull other people up, and you can also get your sword sharpened from other artists that got more skill and more time in the game than you, okay? And so imagine being in a community of artists that's really focused on helping you 24/7. So like my guy, Sean, he's a photographer. He said, lesson learned, follow up every time. You never know why somebody ghosts you. I thought maybe my price was too high for her and she was gone for good. Don't make up your own story as to why they didn't call back. Just follow up and be polite, okay? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account, and you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Community, and that's a $7,400 value, all right? And so artists, if all this did was help your art tell stories so your artwork truly sold itself, like let me know in the chat, how would that help your art career? Just let me know in the chat, all right? And if all this did was help you easily sell your art online in any economy, like how would that help your art career? All right. We still get sales in any economy every year. Okay. And if all this did was help you get an infinite amount of high paying collectors following you and buying your artwork, how would that help your art career? Let me know in the chat. All right. And so when putting this program together, I had 2 choices. My first option was to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. But I knew that wouldn't really incentivize me to stack the value, right? And so the second option required a little bit of higher investment, but in exchange, my team and I can devote more resources to guarantee your success, okay? And so I know many of y'all still here because you want to sell art for $10,000 or more. Type yes in the chat if you're still trying to get your first or next $10,000 sale like Isha here. All right, and so when you start using this wisdom and targeting these high-income collectors, man, this gets easy when you targeting collectors that got money. So she got this 10K sale, sold this beautiful 5-panel commission. Man, it just like, it's really dope, man. I see the yeses coming through, all right? And so what are your dreams worth to you? All right, if you were making money every day because you were successfully selling your art to collectors on Instagram, what would that be worth to you? How much would you pay to have one automated collector system to sell your art online 24/7? And so you can see why artists have paid $10,000 for similar results for me, because when you do business with us, it's not a cost, it is an investment, okay? And so you see why it's worth over 10K, and even at 5K for the general public, it's a great deal. But because you watch this masterclass live, I want to help as many artists as possible. I'm going to give you a very special offer, okay? When you go to affluentartist.com, you won't have to invest anywhere near the $5,000 price. And sometimes if we give a deal, we'll do a 30% off for $3,500. You won't have to invest anywhere near that today, all right? When you join today, we got a special 94% off for only $9.99. And we have a partnership with Afterpay, Affirm, and Klarna. So you can get started for only $47.96 today when you go to affluentartist.com, all right? So, man, this is a super affordable offer. You can get started for less than $40 today when you use the Klarna option. And if you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. All right, again, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549, okay? And so again, we have partnerships with Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. And so if you want to buy now and pay later, a lot of artists use this access to the program, and you can sign up at affluentartist.com. All right. And so I know if you choose the Klarna option, they got 24 payments of $47.96 because we wanted this to be very, very affordable for every artist to get in the game, to start using this system and to start making sales easily. Okay. So when you go to affluentartist.com from your computer or your mobile phone, you can choose Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay, whichever one you do business with, and you can get started for less than $48 today. If you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549, okay? And so artists, man, we got some special bonuses for you as well. So if you're tired of putting time and skill into your art, only for buyers to continue lowballing you and not respecting the true value of your art, man, I want to give you this luxury pricing method as a bonus. This is a $1,000 value when you enroll at affluentartist.com today and become an affluent artist, all right? And so this luxury pricing method, this is what Christy used. So she watched this class that you're on right now. She's a single mom and she made $1,350 in the first 5 days. And so you know it's serious when folks get to saying, holy smokes. She said, I reached out to an old friend and supporter of my art and landed a $1,000 mural job. The system works. I was thinking of asking $800, was hoping for $600, but I boldly asked $1,000 and she didn't hesitate, all right? Christy was really afraid to like charge her worth, but we show you how to do that with the luxury pricing method. When Jen started using the luxury pricing method, she sold this breakthrough too for $5,840. She just put the crying emoji, man. She was like, I can't believe this. She crying because she started charging what she really wanted to charge, okay? And then when we talked about Brescia Jones, I shared how the story she created for Fearless Expanded inspired these collectors and really touched them emotionally. So they bought this piece for over $6,200, okay? And so you see, just this one bonus alone is going to show you how to start charging your worth and getting paid what you really want when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, okay? And so I want you to imagine your confidence skyrocketing because your art story has collectors emotionally invested in buying your art at any price. This becomes your new reality when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, all right? So when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get that luxury pricing method for $8,400 value, all right? Bonus number 2, man, this is one of my favorite bonuses. This is what we call that automated collector system. And so if you're an artist right now, you got a website, if collectors are coming, if you're not getting any leads, name, email, phone number, address with collectors that want to spend money with you, you can use our template right here that we give you for free. It's already pre-built, pre-designed. All you got to do is add your art, your stories, and any of your videos, and it's going to bring collectors to you 24/7 like clockwork, advertising on Instagram, all right? So we give you a full pre-built automated collector system as a member of the Affluent Artist community, okay? And so this is what Christy used when she spent $45 on ads. That's how she made over $1,400 in a day and a half, all right? So again, she had over 800 likes, 200 comments, 100 shares, and over 300 messages. She got 14 sales and 10 possibles in a little bit over a day when she started using that automated collector system, okay? And so I know many artists, they suffer from feast or famine income where you sell art some months and some months you don't sell at all. So I spent years investing time and money testing which art ads and sales pages work best to turn clicks to collectors so you can have collectors coming to you 24/7 like clockwork when you start using the automated collector system, all right? And so when you get an endless flow of new interested collector leads, joining your email list and buying your art 24/7, the game changes, affluent artist, all right? You start to get predictable cash to grow your art brand and your collector community while sales come in at the same time, right? So you want to constantly be getting more collectors on your email list so you building long-term relationships and also having your art offers selling to them so you making money at the same time, all right? And so this is the system that made Miss Anitra send me a text in the middle of the night. She said, Sharess, again, I apologize. I normally wouldn't send a message this late, but I couldn't hold back the excitement. As soon as she turned the ad on, she had 19 collectors, and 2 of them had booked calls to talk to her about buying her art. Then the next day, she had over 37 leads and 3 collectors appointments. And she was like a lot of great comments about what inspired them to get her downloaded. She was selling digital art as her front end art offer, okay? And so if you already have a website that's not selling how you like, you can keep it if you just put a lot of money into it, or you can get rid of it and save that cash, okay? Because you can use ours to get new collectors coming to buy your art every day like clockwork. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access and become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get access to some powerful bonuses as well. All right. So that bonus number 1, you're going to get that luxury pricing method. Bonus number 2, you get that automated collector's total value of over $9,600 when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. And then bonus number 3, I know a lot of artists, they love that finding them high income collectors. You better do that live with me to advertise on Instagram. And so I know many artists, they struggle to get exposure to collectors that can't afford their art at the price you think is worth. I spent over $250,000 on Instagram ads figuring out the best way to target buyers that have money. We showed you how to do that, all right? So you're going to get instant access to what's working right now with Instagram ads and AI when you enroll at affluentartist.com. And so I showed you how we use that detailed targeting and put that financial layering on so we can target the collectors that got the top 5% of income, right? Top 10% of income or the top 10 to 50% of income. When you start targeting collectors that's already spending millions on art and putting your art ads in front of them, that's the game changer, artists, all right? That is how you start to really sell your art for higher prices to people that really want to spend money on your art, okay? And so again, you can get exposed to collectors with disposable cash. You can leverage AI to target the best collectors for your style, and you can predictably get new collectors 24/7 with ads, okay? So again, I know we had some questions in the chat about having specific styles. I think King Bot Switch was asking about that, right? It doesn't really matter what style you have, okay? If you can use ChatGPT to create art stories, when you put your art with your style and the story, Facebook would target people that have shown interest in that style of art, okay? And that storytelling, that's how it works. Again, the AI algorithm is smart. It knows what you're clicking on off of Facebook and Instagram, what kind of pages you bookmarking, the type of stuff that you're searching in Google. And so they're going to put your art in front of the best collectors that like your style, all right? So no matter what kind of style you're creating, no matter what kind of art you create, the AI algorithm will help you find your best collectors. And when you put that financial layering on, you can target collectors that got the money to spend, okay? And so Jen, when she started using that financial layering, she said, I got another deposit for a commission, a $4,369 commission. She said, I just threw out a random number and they said, can they pay it in 3? And so that's one of the things that start happening when you start using this system. You can actually start testing out new prices and you will see, man, if you're using an art story, if you targeting high income collectors, man, they have the disposable income so you can charge your worth and get paid what's going to make you feel good about selling your art, okay? And then Jasmine, when she started using this, she was like, Sherez, I need to make $5,000 a month so I can quit my job and go full-time as an artist. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's set the system up. And so when she set this up, remember, she had a goal to make $5,000 for the month, but she ended up making $5,527 in the first week when she became an affluent artist and started using this system, okay? It is powerful, powerful, powerful. And artists are making sales every day using this, all right? My guy, Dwayne, Sean is making sales. Miss Valerie, they 50 plus years old. They both are grandmothers. They got families. They were in the program for 1 week, Miss Phyllis. And so if you wanted to fly to Atlanta and experience our $1 Million Artist Mastermind, where you with us 4 times a year, we do a live art show together. That's a $25,000 investment, okay? And Jasmine, when she first came, man, she said, I am at a loss for words. Mastermind was beyond anything I imagined. Demetrius said, man, the artwork mastermind was one word, epic. She was like, it really made her want to be the best version of herself. Again, that's a $25K investment, but you can join our community online for a fraction of that. Literally, when you go to affluentartist.com, if you use the Klarna option, you can get started for $47.96 today when you enroll at affluentartist.com, all right? And so if you were to go back to art school, hire an online marketing agency, or attempt to get a dealer to sell work to collectors for you, it might cost $100,000 in tuition, 50% of your profits, or potentially years of your life trying to figure this stuff out, all right? But when you become an affluent artist, we already got the tools and the systems. We show you how to keep all of your money, and you can target high income collectors, and we give it to you, and you got coaching, mentorship, and a community of artists that's supporting you that want to see you win, okay? And so even if you finance it with Klarna, that's only $1.60 per day to start selling your art online, all right? That's like getting a cheap breakfast sandwich at McDonald's when you enroll at affluentartist.com and join our community. Again, a lot of artists use that Klarna option because you can get started for as little as $47.96 today. That makes it affordable for everybody to become an affluent artist and get access to this system, okay? And so artists, now if we start to wrap up, if you got a question, type your question in the chat. But you got two choices. Choice number one, again, you can use what you learn here to do this on your own, and that's a worthy option to pursue, okay? Choice number two, you can have my team risk your success to help you set this system up so you can get 10 or more new collectors every single month when you become a member of the Affluent Artist at affluentartist.com, all right? So again, I know we got some brilliant creatives here. It is a worthy option if you want to do your own, but if you want our team to hold your hand to make sure that you get the outcomes, man, enroll and join our team at affluentartist.com, all right? If you join to 470-777-7549, all right? And we're also so confident in our ability to help you get these collectors that you have a 110% money back guarantee, okay? So sign up now. If the Affluent Artist does not help you sell more art and get more collectors, you'll have two options. Option number one, you'll follow the steps, decide it's not for you, and win 110% of your money back, all right? You're protected by our legendary guarantee, okay? Option number two, you say, Sherez, listen, I want to grow as an affluent artist, and we will personally help you get 10 or more new collectors every single month while setting up your automated collector system and targeting those high income collectors on Instagram, all right? So why do we offer a 110% money back guarantee? So listen, I do it for a very selfish reason. That's because I know that it's a win-win, right? This makes it a no-brainer for you to join. And I know that we can help you succeed. We done this time and time again, run the same process with all of these artists that I showed you here today. And so when you sign up, I know for a fact, one or two things are going to happen. One, you will get the enroll in Affluent Artist, install the automated collector system into your business, and you will start getting 10 or more new collectors every single month, okay? Or you will win $1,100 a month just for trying it out and for giving it a shot, okay? For any odd reason that don't work for you, we'll give you $1,100 just for trying the system out, okay? And so now there are some qualifications for the 110% money back guarantee. So first, you got to earn the 100% completion by watching the Affluent Artist Masterclass, all right? The second thing is you got to take action on the masterclass. Each one of the videos has an action item at the end, so we know that you're actually doing the work so you can sell your art. Then we also want you to attend the live sales sessions every week so we can answer any of your questions so you don't get stuck, okay? And then again, the most important part of the game is helping you sell art. And so we want you to get sales. So we want you to actually make your new art offers to collectors, okay? And then share your results on social media, all right? We excited to serve you and have you inside of the program. So when you enroll at affluentartist.com, your profit is guaranteed, okay? So option one, you follow the steps, and for any odd reason you decide you don't want to get a lot of collectors every month, you can win your money back. That's cool with me, okay? Option number two, you will grow in the Affluent Artist community, and we will continue helping you get 10 or more new collectors every single month when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right, if you need help ordering, text join to 470-777-7549. All right. And so the real question that you got to ask yourself, artists, is this worth taking a few minutes just to check this out? All right. Even if it does half of what I shared today, it will pay for yourself as soon as you sell one painting for $1,000. All right. You just literally one sale away from getting your entire investment back, and you one collector away from transforming your entire life. Okay. We all know, man, when you start targeting those collectors and putting that financial layering on, man, you just one high income collector away from building that relationship and it transforming your life, man. They got referrals. They got other rich friends that share your art. They will continue to buy from you over and over again as you build a personal relationship with them. Man, this is a powerful opportunity when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. And so again, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses. All right. You get that luxury pricing method that's going to help you charge your worth. You're going to get that automated collector system that's going to bring collectors to you 24/7 from Instagram that's interested in buying your style of art. And you'll be able to hop on with me to find your high income collectors so you can put that financial layering on and make sure you're targeting collectors that's spending money on art. Okay. And so that's a total value of over $10,600. You can join today if you use one of our finance partners for less than $47.96 per month when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. And again, if you need help ordering, text join to 470-777-7549 and our team will help you get enrolled. They'll call you and help you get enrolled. Okay. All right. So artists, you might be looking at this intentionally blank slide right here. And this is a editing marketer for me to let me know to cut what I'm about to say out of the video. Okay. Because you are here live, I'm going to give you a very special offer that's only for artists that are here live. Okay. So because you're here live, I'm going to give you a free lifetime artwork account. And that's only for the artists that enroll and buy live. This is a $1,200 a year value. It's normally $99 for an artwork gold account, but it's going to be free for you forever. Okay. You'll be able to upload unlimited art. You'll be able to access collectors globally, and many artists sell in the first 7 days. All right. So again, you're just one collector away from really transforming your art career. And so for the artists that buy live today, we're going to give you a free lifetime artwork gold account when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. It's free for you for being live here today. Okay. So artists, get started, man. If you got a question, type your questions in the chat. Congratulations on everybody that's signing up and getting started. We're excited to see you inside the community. When you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system, and you'll be able to find your collectors with me. That's a total value of over $10,600. And so when you enroll today, we got a special 94% off for only $9.99. But we also got partnerships with Afterpay, Affirm, and Klarna. So you can get started for only $47.96 today. All right. So that's literally less than $48 to get access to this full system, the full community, and to start targeting those high income collectors when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. We're excited to get you in the program. If you got a question to chat, let me know. All right. We're here to answer your questions, and I'll stay here as long as we have questions. All right. Man, artists are using this to make sales every day. Miss Yvonne right here. So spidey senses to this young collector. I love when the collectors get their kids started. Diana, it said happy Friday when she get paid. My guy Dwayne getting sales right there. My dude Blue Robin made his first sale. Mr. Bill getting paid. There's so many artists from all over the world using this system to make sales. Man, it's a blessing to be able to serve you in this way. Okay. And so at this point, I see a lot of you have signed up. Congratulations. That makes me happy. Make sure you check your email for your receipt and your welcome email to get access to the program and the community and all your bonuses. But some of you are still here, though. We still got a lot of artists here, and I can tell that you get ready to sign up. But maybe you have a question that you need answered first before making that decision. Okay. So let's address those questions in the time that we have left. If you got a question, please type your question in the chat. I would love to answer your question live here in real time. Let's talk. All right. If you got a question, I'm here to serve. I'll stay as long as questions are coming in. Okay. So some artists want to know, what if I already have a website? And so listen, if you aren't making sales on your website, you can send all of your collectors to Artwork and use our automated collector system so you can eliminate hosting costs and those monthly fees. Okay. If you want to keep your website, you can keep your website, but you can also save that money if it's not selling for you. Okay. Do collectors need an artwork account? So collectors can buy as a guest, but we encourage them to get an artwork account so they can track their art collection. All right. How do I afford the investment? So one of the ways that you can afford the investment is like Jasmine. You can start literally using what I taught you in secret number 1, creating your art stories. If you need help creating your stories, use ChatGPT AI. You can start posting your art story on social media, have a call to action for collectors to buy your art, and you can start pre-selling prints or originals before it's done. Okay. This is a great way for you to get the investment to the program. And you can also pay for the supplies and everything that you need to complete the piece. A lot of artists use this to afford the investment. All right. And again, we have partnerships with buy now and pay later options like Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. So you can get started for less than $48 today when you enroll in affluentartist.com. All right. Some artists want to know, how do I make the time? All right. So Brisha Jones, she's a single mom when she joined. She got 2 kids, and she made the time to sell this $2,572 commission piece. And so one of the ways that we teach artists how to make the time is establishing what we call a morning success block, okay? And so the morning success block concept is really, really simple. All you have to do is wake up an hour or 2 earlier, like just whatever works for you. Now, you do have to have a discipline to get in bed on time to be able to get up a little earlier. But what you do is you wake up earlier before you give yourself to your family, your friends, to your job and your coworkers and everything. Work on your art business. Work on your dream. Work on the thing that's going to help you create that financial freedom and become a full-time artist. And so when you wake up earlier and give the best, most refreshed version of yourself to your craft, man, you start to see your career skyrocket, okay? If you contrast that with waiting until the end of the night after you done gave the best of yourself to everyone else, and now you are working on your art dream while you're tired, while you're hungry, and you're ready to go to bed, it's much more difficult to really excel when you're working on your art dream tired, okay? And so having a morning success block is a guaranteed way for you to have the time so you can create the success that you seek, okay? Some artists want to know, can I do this from anywhere in the world? So absolutely, as long as that country has Facebook and Instagram and you got Wi-Fi, you can do this from anywhere in the world, all right? So I showed you Miss Joy. She got this $4,000 sale right here. She got that Canadian cash on the table. I showed you Nisha Kapoor. She's Indian. I showed you how we help the artists in the country of Barbados start using this online system to sell their art. Man, so artists are using this system all over the world to get sales and access collectors that's outside of their local network, okay? And then what if I'm just getting started? Man, I love this question because I actually think if you're just getting started, you have an advantage over other artists. Why? Because you don't have any bad habits to unlearn, right? And so one of my favorite stories to illustrate the power of this, when Miss Tierra became an affluent artist, she started selling art, really establishing her business as an affluent artist. And her sons were inspired by their mom, and they wanted to start selling art. And so she started teaching her sons when they were 2, 5, and 7 years old. She started teaching them about finance and profit, how to set a mission statement, how to buy supplies, how to set goals, how to create art stories, and the ways that they can start selling to their friends and family. And so these kids, man, they set a goal to sell $250 worth of art, but they end up selling over $500 their very first time trying to do this because their mother taught them our system, okay? So again, they were only 2, 5, and 7 when they got started. And so if literally these little kids can use this system to get started and start selling art, you can as well, okay? Some artists want to know, is the process too hard or too technical? So listen, man, if Miss Valerie at 68 years old, she's a grandmother. If she sold over $10,000 with this system, selling art online, using Instagram ads, you can do this too. All right? If it's not too hard for a grandmother, you can do it. She said, I'm feeling blessed. Everything falling in place. The program works. She said, I gained 3 new collectors, 3 sold. OMG, I'm blessed. Okay. And so artists, as you think about enrolling into the program, again, if you got a question, type the question in the chat. But one of the things I want to just impart with you is you have to get resources or be resourceful to invest into yourself, okay? We can't hold on to all of our reasons why we think we can't advance and get the help that we need and join the communities and get access to the system. You got to be like Miss Stacy. So when Miss Stacy joined, she was having some financial challenges as well, right? We all go through that sometimes. But she was resourceful and she got what she needed to join the program. And she was so happy that she did. She said, yes, it works. She said, I made a call to a friend that said she wanted these paintings when she had done. I told her that she could buy 1 for $250 or 3 for $6. And she took all 3 and she paid with a check. And one of the things that starts to happen with artists, man, when you are around other winners, is I continue to see artists really level up and get better, right? So Miss Stacy went from having financial hardships, trying to figure out how to get the resources to enroll in a program, to selling her first pieces and like, oh my God, this really works. Next thing I know, she get invited to have a public showing at a brand new hotel in Phoenix, Arizona, where she lives, right? So her art was a part of the opening reception of this brand new hotel. And so that's the stuff that starts to happen, man. When you're around winners, they're sharing what's working, sharing their process, and they're like, yo, this works for me. This is how I sold this. This is how I got this relationship with this hotel. This is how I got this relationship with this designer. This is how I got my art on TV. There's so many other conversations that start to go on in the community, in the sales sessions. Man, artists just start leveling up because you got access to that wisdom, okay? So you can join our community and get access to artists like Miss Stacy when you enroll at affluentartist.com. Some artists want to know, is there too much competition? All right. So, man, listen, one, absolutely not. There's more than enough abundance for all of us to sell our art and do well. Okay. And so Tasha, she said, man, I'm so excited that she sold Hallelujah Sister for over $1,000. Diana, man, she loves when she's selling art, man. And so I'm an artist, but I'm also a collector. And if you were to look around my house, there's literally art everywhere from all different type of artists, man, from with different skill sets, selling different things. And so if you know real art collectors, man, they buy art that they love. It ain't about like one artist. They trying to buy everything that really stirs up their soul, okay? Some artists want to know, what is the artwork commission? So we only get 10%. It's one of the lowest commissions in the industry. But more important than that, we give you all of your collector data, all right? The data, that collector information, the name, email, phone number, address, that credit card information, that's the most important data. And we give you that so you can build a one-to-one relationship with your collector and continue to get them to buy from you over and over again, okay? And so we know from experience, some galleries and dealers, not only do they usually take 25 to 50% of your profits, but they often don't give you the collector data because they don't want you to go around them and cut them out of the commission, right? Man, there's so many horror stories I've heard from artists about doing business with galleries and dealers, and they don't get them access to their collectors. They don't tell them who bought their work because they're trying to stay the middleman and get their cut, all right? We want you to have a direct access and direct relationship with your collectors, so we give you everything, okay? What budget do I need for ads? You literally can get started with as little as $5 a day, all right? It's really inexpensive to begin advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And I showed you how Christy spent $7.53 to sell her first piece for $700 or more when she began advertising on Instagram, okay? And so when you have a process and a system to advertise on Instagram correctly, when you know how to use that financial layering to target high-income collectors, man, it don't take a lot in advertising dollars to get started when you enroll at affluentartist.com, okay? And so, man, listen, if you are a full-time artist, you know being a full-time artist beats working a 9 to 5. And so if you want to start selling art like Mia, building relationships with collectors, and they sending you payments for thousands of dollars, like she sold this $2,000 piece for this collector's 2-year-old bedroom, man, join us at affluentartist.com. We can show you how to make this into your reality when you join our team and get access to our program and our systems, okay? If you need help ordering, text JOIN to 470-777-7549, all right? And so as we wrap up, man, as you think about joining, man, it's really that community support that creates those success habits. When you are around other affluent artists that's winning, who thinking like millionaires, that got systems in place, collectors coming to them 24/7, it really changes your reality, man, because it's like this friendly competition that I see happen all the time. Because you come in and you checking out another artist and you like, yo, hold up. If they can do that with their art and their style, man, I know I can do that too, right? It's like, man, I absolutely love this. I can do this if they can do this, and it inspires you to take action and then get better. And then everybody's leveling up, right? And so it's all an artist community when you surround yourself with people that want to see you win, okay? And so listen, if you're an artist here and you've been searching for solutions to sell your art online, if you've been reading books, if you've been searching on Instagram, if you've been looking on YouTube, if you've been Googling information on how to sell your art, you know information alone is not enough, right? You need a system, you need a process, you need community support, you need mentorship, you need coaching and guidance. And so if you're ready to start selling and getting booked and busy like Toya, man, join us at affluentartist.com. All right, we're ready to serve you. We're excited to see you on the inside, okay? And so again, artists, you got to ask yourself, man, do you want money or do you want excuses? Because you cannot have both. You got to figure out which one you want. And so Jonte, he decided that he wanted money, right? He was sick of the excuses and reasons why he couldn't invest into himself and his dream to get what he really wanted. And he ended up selling He got the resources that he needs to enroll in the Affluent Artist community, and he sold his $2,000 land piece using the strategies that we teach inside the Affluent Artist Masterclass, okay? And artists, as we close out again, you got a question, type your question in the chat. We still have several artists here. I want you to start thinking about the true cost of inaction, okay? And so let's reframe it a bit. Like, what if this helped you just start selling just one piece per week? Would it be worth $1.60 per day, right? Of course it's worth $1.60 per day. And that's the cost. If you use the Klarna buy now, pay now option, you can enroll for less than $48, okay? But then we often don't calculate the true cost of inaction. Like, what does it cost you to procrastinate? What does it cost you to miss out on months of art sales because you're trying to save $1.60 per day, right? We're at the end of May right now, okay? What is it going to cost you in June if you miss out on all the money you could have got in June? What does it cost you missing out on the sales in July, August, September, rolling into the holidays, right? And we know the holidays are some of the biggest art sales months of the year. Like, what does it cost you in thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a month and lost money because you procrastinated and you decided to do nothing and stay the same? That's the cost that you got to really think about, okay? Because if you follow this, one of the steps I shared on today's event, you can make a profit in the first week when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, okay? Again, some artists, they like to ask their family and friends to become their investors. And so in my experience, man, when you got a plan and a process that you can follow, you got community support and mentorship, your family and friends are much more open to investing into you so you can get the solutions that you lead, okay? And so Miss Valerie, she said, Affluent Artist family, I wanted to share. I finished this today, posted it 3 hours ago, and she sold it to a collector, okay? Then Miss Kelly, it was her first week in the program. She started selling art in the first week. Dope Artist said, so I pay a one-time fee and it's mine for life. Yes, this great question, Dope Artist. You pay one time, it's yours for life. You got lifetime access to the community, to the program, to artwork as well. Great question. Yes, sir. One time, you got lifetime access. Yes, indeed. Great question. Excited to see you on the inside, man. I want to see that art too. I know it's going to live up to the name, man. Excited to have you in here today, man. You added a lot of value and energy to the class today. Excited to see you inside, Dope Ass Artist, my man. So you pay one time. When you enroll at affluentartist.com, you get lifetime access to the program, okay? All right, another option to get the investment, PayPal has a PayPal credit option that a lot of artists use as well. So you can go to paypal.com/credit to apply, and PayPal has no payments plus no interest if you pay it in full in 6 months, okay? So you go to paypal.com/credit to apply. They'll give you a credit line. You come back to affluentartist.com on the checkout page, and you can use PayPal at checkout, all right? Use that credit line. You can join today. You got 6 months to go through the Affluent Artist Masterclass, come to the sales sessions, use artwork, sell your art, and then you can pay PayPal back and thank them for the investment into your education, into your art future, okay? Again, when you go to affluentartist.com, we have several buy now, pay later options with Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. If you use Klarna, a lot of artists love Klarna because they got that 24 payment plan for $47.96 per month. Listen, this is our most affordable plan. Literally, man, was doing our best to figure out who could we partner with to make this accessible to all artists. And so you can join and enroll and become an affluent artist for less than $48 today when you go to affluentartist.com. And when you join, you have lifetime access to the program and everything in it, okay? So artists, man, the time is now. Excited to have you in the program. Man, one of the stories I love to share is Miss Raquel West. Man, she said, so often I have been told that my prices are too high. And after so much time and money spent on coaching and marketing, trying to find my target audience, I was still struggling to make the high ticket sales that I wanted. After connecting with Sharess and noting and actively implementing the wisdom that I learned without negotiation or hesitation, this collector purchased my piece at my $1,200 asking price. I am beyond grateful for the knowledge and the quick turnaround, all right? And so you get access to a system that's helping artists like Raquel get a quick turnaround and sell their art when you enroll at affluentartist.com, all right? If you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549, all right? So artists, let's accomplish your dreams together. I'm gonna come out here in a second and show you how to sign up. I'm gonna take you to the checkout page and show you how to get enrolled, all right? So let's accomplish your dreams together because I know that struggle with selling art is real. I'm an artist, I get it. But when that's gone from your life, like, let me know how will you feel? How much better will your life be? All right. Like, how much stress does working a job and never having enough money cause in your mind and your body right now? Just think about that. Because after you join, you become an affluent artist and you get access to this system. It is gone. All right. And so just imagine yourself in the future having a system, a community. You got me and my team as your coaches to answer any of your questions, to make sure that you get in sales and that your system is set up correctly. And it really starts by going to the link below and joining at affluentartist.com. All right. So I'm going to walk you through the checkout process. Let me come out a bit. All right. So when you go to affluentartist.com, it's going to bring you to our order page. Okay. And so we're going to recap the offer here. You see, you have a little bit over 72 hours to take advantage of this offer before it goes back to the $5,000 full price. All right, we got a special 94% off. And again, artists that join today, you get some special bonuses. So we're going to recap what you get. We also have an extra bonus that I didn't even talk about, the Sold Out Art Challenge. This is what artists are using to sell their art in 7 days or less. And we also talk about, we recap the 110% money back guarantee that you get, okay? So when you come, all you got to do is enter your name, your email, put your phone number in here, put your address in here, and then choose your payment option, okay? And so if you want the Affluent Artist 94% off for $9.99, you can choose that. A lot of artists love to get a one-to-one call with our team. All you got to do is check that box to add that to your order as well. You come down here. You can use PayPal to check out if you want to use PayPal, if you want to use PayPal credit. We also have Link. If you don't want to use Link, you can use your card. You can put your 16-digit card in, put your expiration and the year, your 3-digit CVC, choose your country, and enter your zip code, okay? Also, and then click Join Now, and you can get enrolled just like that. If you want to use that Klarna option, again, they have several different payment plans. One of the most popular is that 24-month plan for $47.96. You can join. A lot of artists love using that. So you can get started for less than $48 right now, okay? You can also use Affirm or Afterpay to join as well, all right? Whichever payment option you use, click Join Now, and you will be enrolled in the program, okay? And then also, I just want to mention, because a lot of artists, they want their hand held through the program, all right? And so the Affluent Artist Masterclass, you get live coaching and group coaching, but some artists want to meet with our team one-to-one every week and get their stuff set up one-to-one like that. And so we do have the 20% off option for one-to-one, and that's $4K if you want that more personalized experience where our team will meet with you for 8 weeks to set everything up. You get a private call. Some artists like that, and you can still use this option for a very affordable price as well, okay? So I know Affirm and Klarna got really affordable payment plans for that, where you can get enrolled for as little as $138.64 every month if you want to use that option as well, okay? So a lot of artists are asking about one-to-one help, so we added that as a payment option too, okay? All right, and so artists, as we close out, if you got any questions, type your questions in the chat, man. We got to have you all in the community. Get started now. I'm going to do another recap. I'll be here as long as y'all have questions. Type your questions in the chat. I am live. I'll answer any question that I can for you, okay? Get started today. You can become an Affluent Artist, and you can get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to that Artwork Gold account. You become a member of the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method that's going to show you how to raise your price and charge your worth. You get that automated collector system bonus that's going to help you set up our automated collector system in your business. It's going to help you start getting collectors coming to you 24/7. And then you also be able to find your collectors with me when you join today at affluentartist.com, all right? When you can find your high income collectors with me, we start using that financial layering to get access to collectors that's spending a lot of money. That's a total value of over $10,600. You can join for a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you enroll at affluentartist.com, all right? So it's one-time payment. You get lifetime access to everything. And we have partnerships with Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna, so you can get started for as little as $47.96 when you join and become an Affluent Artist today, okay? If you need help ordering, text JOIN to 470-777-7549, and our team will call you once we're done with this live class, and we'll get you enrolled over the phone, all right? So we got some questions. Artists, type your questions in the chat. Let me know how we can help you. Type your questions in the chat. Let me know how we can serve you. And if you have any questions about getting enrolled, all right? Type your questions in the chat. Let me know how we can help you in the chat, all right? We're excited to get you all inside the community, get y'all set up, man. It's a blessing to be able to help so many artists all over the world start selling their art, all right? So again, get started now. Enroll into the Affluent Artist Masterclass. The number is on the screen. It is 470-777-7549. All right, text join to 470-777-7549. Okay, I have my team call you, and I might call some of y'all, man, just because you on here live and you stayed to the end. All right, but text join to 470-777-7549. Our team will get you enrolled over the phone. Okay, go to affluentartist.com. Sign up today. We're happy to see you on the inside. All right, y'all got some questions? Type your questions in the chat. Man, I'll stick around. Let's chop it up. You want to talk business? You want to talk art? Let me know how I can serve you, okay? All right, let me know how I can serve you in the chat. Let's get it, all right? You got a question about enrolling? Ask your question. So Dope Artist, yep, one-time fee is yours for life. You get lifetime access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. If you want our team to help you, text join to 470-777-7549. All right. And again, if you use one of our financing partners, you can use Afterpay, Affirm, or Klarna. You can get started for as little as $47.96 per month. All right. They got several payment plans, but that is the most affordable one. So any artist can get started. We wanted to make it really, really affordable for you guys to get enrolled into the program. Okay. If you got a question, let me know in the chat and let's get into it. All right. Type your questions in the chat. And if y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to get up out of here. All right. We got to get back to the artists inside the community to help them start selling art. If you got a question, let me know. Type it in the chat. We still got some questions coming through. All right. You got a question about anything, let me know. Let's talk about it. All right, so again, man, and while I'm waiting, let me know in the chat, man, what was your number one takeaway from this live class today? What was your number one takeaway? What was the most powerful thing that you learned today? Let me know in the chat. All right. So, man, I love doing these, man, because you just start showing artists a different opportunity to start selling their art. And it's like, you know, doing these shows offline, that's cool. But man, there's a lot of costs up front. It can be hit or miss because you don't know if the promoters are doing a good job marketing and promoting the show and the event. You don't know if they got like buyers or people that's just looking at the art coming through. So a lot of that stuff that's out of your control. But when you have your own automated collector system set up online, you can guarantee that you have people coming to you and you building a direct relationship with these collectors. And when you start targeting collectors that are spending millions on other brands like Art Basel, Artsy, Sotheby, Christie, and that's just four, right? That's the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other ways that we can target collectors that like your specific style of art. But now you're building your own direct relationships with these people, and that's a much more powerful position to be in, you know, than kind of hoping and wishing somebody else did that marketing and selling for you, right? And that goes into just a core part of the Affluent Artist philosophy. The reason we do this is I wanted to empower artists to be able to control their sales, control their marketing, and really control the money, right? Because I'm a business person and an artist. And as I was looking at the industry, when I thought about getting back into this, I was like, man, you know, going to a gallery is cool. It's like, man, you can have these openings and it's fly and people walking around and looking at the art and it's really dope. If the gallery is really good at business, they'll introduce you to some collectors and build new relationships that you might not have access to. It's like, man, I didn't really like other people controlling my money, right? And like I create the art and I wait for them to give me a check. They'll put you in a really passive position where you don't know if and when you're going to get paid. People can start acting funny with your money, right? It's like I wanted to control my own money. And so with this system, setting this up, it's like, man, I wanted to empower artists to get their own collector database and email list build direct relationships with the collectors, and keep the lion's share of the cash, and really start to teach y'all business so we can get rid of like that starving artist broke way of thinking and doing business, you know? All right, cool. So I don't see any other questions, man. I'm gonna do one last recap, and we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. So again, excited to have you artists that join. Congratulations to everybody that enrolled. Get started now at affluentartist.com. When you enroll today, you're gonna get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're gonna get access to that Artwork Gold account. You'll become a member of the Affluent Artist community, and you're gonna get some powerful bonuses as well. We got 3 bonuses that's gonna really help you elevate your art career and level up your game, okay? So that bonus number 1 is that luxury pricing method. This is what we're going to show you how to charge your worth and get access to that art story methodology, man, and the other things that we do to help you raise your price and make collectors really still want to buy it at any price. Bonus number 2 is you're going to get that automated collector system. This is what we use to get collectors coming to you 24/7 from Instagram. And then bonus number 3, you're going to be able to hop on with me to find your high income collectors and use that financial layering so we can target collectors that's already spending millions on art online, okay? That's a total value of over $10,600. You can join today for a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you enroll at affluentartist.com. And again, we have financing partnerships with Afterpay, Affirm, and Klarna. So you can get started for as little as $47.96 today, all right? So literally get started for less than $48 to get access to a system literally worth over 10K. I've showed you Isha has sales for over 10K. Jen got sales for over $5,000. Brisha got sales for over $5,000. I'm drawing a blank on her name. Selling sales for $4,000 up in Canada. Miss Joy selling sales for $4,000 up in Canada. And so we're showing you how artists are making a lot of money selling their art, breaking their own sales prices, man, and sales records. And so we're excited to help you do the same when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. And so I don't see any other questions. Man, we're going to get up out of here. Peace and much love to everybody. Man, y'all have I absolutely love doing these live. Congratulations to the artists that joined. We're excited to see you on the inside. Again, make sure you check your email for your receipt and your welcome email to get us to the next steps to join the program when you join at affluentartist.com. All right, we'll do one last recap. When you get started today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account. You become a member of that Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method bonus, that automated collector system bonus, and you'll be able to find your high income collectors with me so we can put that financial layering on. That's a total value of over $10,600. You can join today for a special 94% off for only $9.99 when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. And again, if you choose to use one of our finance partners with Afterpay, Affirm, or Klarna, you can get started for as little as $47.96 when you enroll at affluentartist.com. All right. So I don't see any more questions. Peace and much love to everybody. If you need help ordering, text JOIN to our team at 470-777-7549. Again, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. All right. All the artists that join, peace. I see you on the inside. If you're still thinking about joining, you got a little bit more than 72 hours to take advantage of this 94% off before it goes back to the $5,000 full price. Okay. So enroll at affluentartist.com and we see you on the inside. All right. Peace and much love to everybody. Y'all take care.